What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fire Up the Mics. I am Billy, and we are here to fire up the mics. Fire Up the Mics is, as you know, a unedited, to the point, quick, small podcast video of what we like to deem as nonsense. So here we are. May 13th, California just ran on 100% renewable energy, but fossil fuels aren't fading away yet. Okay, that's good. On a mild Sunday afternoon, California set a historic milestone in the quest for clean energy. The sun was shining, the wind was blowing, and on May 8th, the state produced enough renewable electricity to meet 103% of customer demand. That broke a record set a week earlier of 99.9%. Energy experts say the following records are a sign of the remarkable progress that renewable energy has made. But that doesn't mean, sorry, that's bad punctuation by them. There's supposed to be a comma after but, or before but, excuse me. Energy experts say that following records are a sign of remarkable progress that renewable energy has made, but that doesn't mean fossil fuels were out of the picture. Even as records were broken, natural gas power plants were still running in California. Despite the dramatic growth of renewable energy, turning off natural gas power still isn't possible in California. The reason is due to a tricky time of day. I'll read that again. The reason is due to a tricky time of day. When the sun sets and solar farms stop producing, California needs to replace the power quickly and seamlessly with other sources like hydropower and natural gas. A tricky time of day. When the sun sets. That's now a tricky time of day. Okay? Again, this was May 8th. Reported on May 13th. Our next article here, as you can see, September 1st, Californians asked to not charge electric cars days after gas ban announcement. So we know a few days ago, weeks ago, they made a plan by 2035, no more gas cars, all electricity all the time. So I hope the irony isn't lost on anybody. And yes, that's 2035. Yes, we have time to go still. Listen. They've said they're going to ban it. Now they're asking for people to not charge their electric cars. We just read an article from May 13th. Okay, May, June, July, August, September, 3.5 to 4 months ago, boasting and bragging about it. Now here it is, September 1st, Californians asked to not charge electric cars. California residents have been asked to not charge their electric cars to conserve energy amid a brutal heat wave, just days after the state announced a plan to ban sales of new gas-powered cars by 2035. The plea comes as the Golden State sizzles in triple-digit temperatures, but the irony of the appeal is not lost on critics of the ambitious plan expected to set the pace for a national and international shift to electric cars. See, America, we love the country we love, likes to think that California is like the gold standard, the model, okay? So if it's failing in California, if you want to use their model, odds are it's going to fail nationally. But this is what they want. So House Republican Whip Steve Scalise said this is a joke. I agree it's a joke. The California Independent System Operator, which runs the state's power grid, issued multiple bulletins this week warning of extreme heat during the Labor Day weekend that is likely to strain the grid with increased energy demands. The grid operator was asking residents to voluntarily reduce their power consumption by avoiding using large appliances and charging electric cars during peak hours of 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, we're going to skip over all this stuff. Peak hours, 4 to 9 p.m., okay, pretty much when you're home. Temperatures are expected to reach an eye-watering 115 degrees in the coming days, prompting Governor Newsom to declare a state of emergency to increase energy production and relax rules aimed at curbing air pollution. Sorry, guys. Prompting Governor Gavin Newsom to declare a state of emergency to increase energy production and relax rules aimed at curbing air pollution and global warming gases. So, this means the rules don't apply. All the stuff they're doing we're going to right now, throw it out the window. We got to get people comfortable, which I agree with. It's a small fraction. And I know, again, you're the liberals out there to 2035. We got over 10 years to go, but you're already failing at doing this. So you're saying, I'm not going to worry about our anti-pollution rules, our green energy rules. Screw that. We need to get gas power. We need to get it going here. Electricity's not cutting it. Even though, again, May 13th, the wind was blowing and everything was great. But that tricky time of day comes, sunset, and all of a sudden you lose all your stuff. This is from, let me see here, But not everyone was on board with the energy consumption reduction plan. California is now telling people to avoid using large appliances between 4 and 8 p.m., Scalise said, or tweeted. From this, the same state that is going to force everyone to buy an electric car in 2025. This is what Democrat control looks like, and they want it nationwide. What a joke. Representative Austin Scott, Republican Georgia, sounded a similar note, tweeting, "This is the reality of backward Democrat leadership. Their, quote, green energy infrastructure can't even support their expensive electric cars." Yeah, so again, they already have, and I looked it up, they're the largest in the nation right now with, no power, no fossil fuels. They're green energy, solar, hydro, all this stuff. They're number one right now, and they're nervous coming up for Labor Day weekend, okay? Let me go down here. California State Assemblyman Vince Fong, a Republican, also pointed a finger of blame at Newsom's energy policies. California is in an energy crisis and is struggling to keep the lights on, Fong tweeted. A crisis worsened by the governor's attempt to shut down essential oil and gas production when we need reliable and affordable energy the most. Scroll down here a little bit. The Advanced Clean Cars 2 Act will phase out the sale of new gasoline-powered vehicles in 2020 by 2035 in a bid to fight pollution. If it goes as well, California will cut half of their emissions by 2040. Okay, cool. Under the measure, however, 35% vehicles manufactured in 2026 and sold would require that zero-emission goal. Today, there's only 12%. So today, they have 12% of those zero-emission vehicles, and they can't charge them now because they're running out of energy already. And they want to be, by 2026, 35%. That's 3 years from now, give or take your months. We're at 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 3.5 to 4 years. They want 35% by 2026. They're at 12% now, and they can't even handle it. More than 1 million people drive electric cars in California, making it the nation's largest electric vehicle market. That's cool. So here's my favorite part. Ram Rajagopal, an associate professor of civil and environmental engineering at Stanford University, who has studied car charging habits and energy grid needs, said that if people's charging habits stay the same, once 30 to 40% of electric cars, once they have 30 to 40% of people in electric cars, the state will need to add more energy capacity overnight. More than 1 million people drive electric cars, making it the nation's largest market. Most motorists end up charging their cars in the evening and overnight. Where's the biggest problem they have? When the sun goes down. Where are they asking people when not to charge their cars and use big appliances? 4 to 9 p.m. And again, they're wanting this part, the 35% vehicles, zero emissions by 2026. This last piece here. Let me find it. Meanwhile, California is buckling under the strain of extreme heat on Thursday, prompting fears that people will turn on air conditions and overwhelm the state's electrical grid, which could lead to power failures and rolling blackouts. They're worried because it's going to get 115 degrees that people will turn on their air conditions and knock out the power in the state of California. Come on, people. I don't know what else there is to tell you about how. Now, again, they're gauging this. They're putting this out there as by 2035. Okay? It's on paper, it looks good. We have another, 13 years or so. Okay, fine. Except for they want 35% zero emission vehicles by 2026. They have 12% zero emission vehicles right now. And right now, they can't charge them. Right now, you can't use your air conditioning. Okay? And they want to more than double that in a few years. Now, no one is saying renewable energy is a bad thing. We're not saying that. What we're saying is the way they're going about it, forcing it, demanding it, giving you zero alternative, is a huge problem. They're asking you, don't charge your car, don't use your air conditioning, don't go anywhere but stay home, is what they're telling you in a heat wave in California. Come on, people. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. I'm not sure if people even still use that phrase anymore. You don't need to be that to see this isn't the right thing. It's not working the way it's presently constructed. Now, your hope is probably as well as mine is. Maybe over the next 12, 13 years, they'll get it figured out. Odds are they won't. It's only going to get worse because they're making people buy these electric cars that their infrastructure cannot handle. Okay? You have to see that's a problem. We all want, a happy planet, a healthy planet, all this stuff. But what we do, people, nah, man. You've heard me rant about that before. Very quickly, I'll say it this way. The earth is 2/3 water, 1/3 land. Of that 1/3 land, about 2% of that is inhabitable by people. So we take up about 10 to 15% of that 2%, or I can rephrase it. Let me rephrase it because I did look this up. I did look this up a while back. We take up 10 to 15% of land, and land is 1/3 of the world. So 10% of 1/3, we're contributing largely to climate change. Come on, man. You guys are smarter than that. You're smarter than that. Go on our Instagram page and our Twitter and stuff where we posted that Steven Spielberg says he's terrified of climate change, but he's done something like $116,000 worth of jet fuel in the last 2 months. Steven Spielberg, go look it up. It's on our Instagram page. Terrified of global warming, of climate change, yet his private jet has spent over $116,000 in jet fuel in the last 2 months. Come on, people. You just have to open your eyes. We're not against you wanting to think you can help save the planet. We're against you forcing people to do it and then backing those people who are clearly lying, hypocrites, and are wrong. So that was Fire Up the Mics. Oh, wrong hand. I had to move the sign over. I'm Billy, Neighborly Discourse, Studio IV for all the video stuff, Neighborly Discourse on the podcasts. Fire Up the Mics. Hope you guys have a great day.